pretty good.
I'm alright. And
Yeah.
you?
I'm good too. So we are on the second year, right?
Yeah, we are second year.
And how do you think about our education that we passed in several years?
For me, I study in science math program since middle school until high school.
Yeah.
So I think it's so boring for me because I forced myself to study it in biology, chemistry, or the physical. I don't like any subject that have to calculate about the math, anything like that. So I think myself like to learn in language. So why now I'm studying in NUIC. What about you?
Yeah. For me, I think it's a little bit tough time for me because it has so many subjects that I don't like to learn. And I think it's not necessary for me during my high school time. And you, what about you?
For me, it's very difficult for me because I study in science math program, so I have to take lab and examination during my high school time. And for you?
In high school, I chose to study Chinese program because I don't like math and I studied Chinese program for 3 years. And I think it may be like Chinese and I think it might be useful in the future.
That's it.
So, I want you guys introducing yourself first, starting with you.
And me, my name is Vantita Mangna. Actually, you can call me Ut for short. I graduated my high school from Tiongkok Success School of the North in science math program, and now I'm studying in Naresuan University International College in English for Business Communication. What about you, Boy?
Yeah, and me, my name is Pandita Mika, so you can call me Poi. I'm graduated my high school from Tiongkok Success School of the North in Science Math program, and now I study in Naresuan University International College in English for Business Communication major. Yeah, and you?
My name is Jalwan Tesli. I'm graduating high school from Deborah Success School of the North in Science Math program. Now I'm studying in Naresuan University International College in English for Business Communication major. And you?
My name is Aida Gajiak. I graduated my high school from Nirvana Society School in Chinese program. Now I study in Naresuan University International College.
And our discussion topic today is education. Yeah, so you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, so let's start with question 1.
Do you think that education is important for everyone? For me, I think education is really important because it gives everyone the training and have skill to learn and have to go for the future. And why? What about you?
And for me, I think education is really important for us because we have to know the knowledge to adapt yourself, to adjust yourself in the future because we are growing to an adult, right?
Yeah.
And our society is changing every day. You have to adjust yourself to those communities that you never met before. And the news is like in the future you have to work with another people like your coworker or your partner with your own business like this. You have to learn how to use yourself into those community. And what about you?
Absolutely, yes. I think that education is very important for everyone because I think it is a basic of everyone knowledge to gain more survival skill, critical thinking skill, creative skill, analysis skill, and knowing right from wrong and self-development. It also make you gain better perspective and teach you think for yourself. This result in living together in society to achieve their desired goals and increasing learning opportunity for yourself. And what about?
For me, I think it's of course because the basic education will help you achieve you in the society. And education doesn't give you just the knowledge about the lesson, but they will give you more than that. Like when I'm working with another in team, it made me have a teamwork skill and made me have a good friendship with others. And when I have the morning class, I have to wake up in the morning, right? It's made me be a punctual person. Yes, that's my opinion. Okay, for the question number 2, do you guys think can online learning replace traditional learning? Why? For me, I think it's possible, but not at all. For example, from 3 years ago, we had to impact the COVID-19, right? It made me to study at home for the online class. For the general subject, I think it can study online from the theory, like from book or from file document that the teacher sent to you. But some subject like biology lab, chemistry lab, or physical lab, it is very necessary for the student from summer program. I think it is so bad that we didn't do it anything in the high school. Yes. And what about you, Five?
For me, I think it can replace, but it mimic learning content that understand than traditional learning and more convenient. What about you, Paul?
For me, I think online learning cannot replace the traditional learning because online you cannot meet each other like face to face, and traditional you can like talk and sit together and like you do some discuss about your work that the teachers order you. And during my high school time, we learn as in online, and most of the time we learn in online because the COVID-19 pandemic. We have to stay at home and stay on the screen, and teacher teach us like teach and talk and talk and talk. We have to lecture, and then the teacher order us about the work. So I think this is a lack of the education, and it's not effective anymore because the online you just like the teacher order your work and you do and you send on the team or like the Google Classroom and they check and they not give the comments anymore. But sometimes if you study in the traditional in your classroom, right, you can talk to the teacher that I don't understand this point. You can directly to the teacher and ask them what is this, and you can get more understanding. Yeah, and what about you?
Actually, my opinion is the online can replace the traditional learning because if you have to practice, you should practice or do it. But I think sometimes when you learn theory, it can be, but it can learn by online channel. For next question, what is your most favorite subject? My favorite subject is mathematics because I like this subject. I like to calculation. Moreover, lazy is a skill that I can use in my daily life. And what about
For me, of course, I like the language, but especially in high school, we learn the Chinese language. I study in science program, but in my heart, I like to study the language more. Okay, I like to study and speak to the foreign language to foreign teacher. If I don't understand it, I will ask and try to speak and try to ask them why is this wrong, why is this correct about that. Language excites me and makes me see my own better future. That's why I like the language so much. And what about you, Five?
My favorite subject is Chinese because I have studied it since high school. It's a subject I want to study. I think I don't like math. She shows I learn Chinese is not difficult. I like reading, exercise. It is a fun and think it can be used to the future. And you, Paul?
And me, my most favorite subject is about language Actually, I learned in science and math program, but it has so many subjects that I don't like to learn. I prefer in English subject because during my high school, I have the foreigner teacher. She like they gave me a lot of advice that can led me to make a decision directly to my university time because in my when I was young I just like yeah I like English I know but my parents told me that if you cannot decision that what the education that you want to grow in your skill in university you can choose by you learn science and the program so I think this is really long choice that I choose and I start for that is like 3 years ago and I think it's really a tough time for me yeah for first question what are some of difference between high school education and university education for me it's really different because in high school the school set your schedule like you have to learn from 8:30 to 4 p.m. and this is a lot of strictly rule and the subject that you learn I think is we are learning science and math but some of subject is don't relate on the main major that you choose just like the art the physical I don't think this is necessary for the science and math we have to learn about biology, physical, or chemistry more and more. We have to do a lot of lab. We have to like calculate about some of the mathematics. And I think in the my during my high school time, we have to learn like physical. I think it's just like it's not necessary for us. We the teacher that told me that like you have to measure your strongest or weakness by you run around the field like 100 times, 100 rounds, and it's measured that you are strong, you are weak. I think this depends on like the body or the mental health of the person. And I think for the university is directly from your major that you choose your own faculty. For us, we choose to learn in English for business communication, right?
Yeah.
It's directly from the speaking skill, writing skill, those things like this. I think it's more deeper about the knowledge that the teacher gives me a lot of the information. So this, I think this is really different. And what about you? Bye.
For me, I think university education will have access to more material than high school, and you don't have to wake up early every day, not to need wear a school uniform, and you don't have to study all day. And university life is more free than high school. And you, Sneha?
I think the main difference between high school and the university is that you treat an adult. That means you get to take together control of how you spend your time and what you study. It also means that your education is your responsibility. No one is going to do it for you. And what about you?
For me, my opinion is same like all of you because I think it's different about the schedule of the study and schedule of life, right? Because in high school we have to wake up in the early in the morning, and you have to wear the school uniform because Thailand we have the school uniform, right? Since we are middle school, like nursery, middle school, high school, university, we have the uniform, and we also starting the first class at 8:30 to 4 p.m. every day. But in college life, we quite chilly more than the high school, as my schedule not as much as when I'm in high school. And especially I like to wear any outfit that I like to wear, but it should be polite to your college, right?
Yeah, it's just like more flexible, whatever you want to wear. Yeah.
Like when you like to wear the skirt, it's not too short.
Not
Yes.
too short, it's just like the suitable, it depends on the situation that you go.
I know everyone know because you're not the kids, yeah, right?
Yeah.
For the question number 5, do you guys, what do you think are the key skills you will need in the future? For me, of course, this is my language skill because the job that I expect after I graduate here is as a flight attendant, right? You too. So I have to constantly improve my knowledge of English skill and third language skill for the better job in the future. Because we want to be a flight attendant too.
Yeah.
And what about you?
For me, I think communication skill through the language skill too. If you can speak more 2 or 3 or 4 languages, is good for you. And the communication, because you have to work with lots of people in the workplace, right? And if you see the new people, you have to adjust yourself by your speaking skill. Just like as how can you speak with the new people like CEO or your coworker like this? And the communication skill in our society is really necessary because when you meet each other for the first time, it depends on like just like the person can judge you by what you're saying at the first time. Yeah, it's really neat. It really needs. Yeah. So what about you?
In my opinion, I think are the key that I need in the future is improving my foreign skill and technology skill because both of skill it will need in the future and another skill such as emotion intelligence skill to manage my own emotion and adaptability skill, creativity skill, and critical thinking skill that I think is quality will be increasingly important in the workplace in the future because I want to work in a company that why I need to improve the skill that I answered just now to communicate with the people or with the coworker. And what about 5?
For me, in the future, I need speaking skills and communication in the various languages fluently and working with other in future. Number 6. Do you prefer to study with book or a computer or iPad? For me, I prefer to study on my iPad because it's easy to use and convenient for lectures and it's easy to find information and watching movie, take photo and work easily. And what about you?
For me, I prefer iPad too because it's very easy to use, right? Just one iPad can do almost anything, taking pictures, taking a lectures, taking photo, making documents, simplify, scanning documents, or drawing anything you want. And most importantly, it is confidence to carry to work everywhere. Yes, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And what about you, Chloe?
For me, I prefer iPad too, but sometimes I prefer a book because I think when you're reading the knowledge on the book is really for more effective to remember, but iPad is more and more convenient. You can bring it to anywhere. If you go to cafe, you can work on iPad. You can working on your report, your essay, and you can attack file easy on the application like GoodNote. You can lecture, delete it easy. You can attack the picture or the sound or the music file. And I think it's more convenient when we used to learn during the class that the teacher taught or teacher say many things. You can lecture directly, like you write it on your iPad and you can like get the more entertained when you get bored or you get more stressed about your study. You can open the YouTube or you listening your music like this. And what about you?
I prefer the iPad. That's why I carry it with me everywhere. It's easy to use and it's convenient. You can write it or erase anything that you want. So you don't need to bring the book, pencil or liquid paper, and also you can take a picture and search information. And next, how can technology help learning? Of course, it helps a lot by using technology to search the information or use to communicate with my teacher or my classmate. And I can use the AI, so the chatbot to summarize the information. And now I use the application to do my presentation. So the technology can help my life and do everything easily. And what about five?
And I think technologies make learning accessible, it's easy to find information, and technologies allow instant access to information and research, and make it possible to explore various subject conduction research and have access to educational material that may not be available in traditional textbooks. And
For me, I think it helps everyone a lot. Like when we learn about something first time, right? So if you don't know something, you can search for the information. If you want to know about the picture, you can search in Google. If you want to know the video, you also can search in the YouTube, right? Especially AI, I really love it because it can summary a lot of information, can help us to do homework or the research in future. Yes, and what about you?
For me, technologies help me a lot. Like by now, the training, just like the ChatGPT during the student time, because ChatGPT can help to summarize the information from long to short and more understanding. And in the innovation, because the human creates the new innovation every day, it's like the competition in our society. And if you don't know about the information of something, you can search easily by using Google, and you can copy and paste by your report or the links like this. And technology is just like the computer on or iPad or phone. These things are the technologies that the people create this. So that's it. So this is the question number 8. This is our last question. How do you feel about test and examination? Do you guys think this is necessary or not? For me, I think the test is necessary for some of the subject and not necessary for some of subject. Just as like the English affected something, I think we are learning about the grammar and vocabulary and about the root of the English. I think it's necessary to do the test because English is not our first language, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not our mother
Because
tongue
we are Thai.
because we are Thai, and if because it's not our first language, we have to practice and remember a lot. How do we use the English? Just like how to make the sentence. Is this is a correct about the grammar or is wrong? And if we don't do the exam, that means that we don't have to revise the knowledge that we learn that we take from the teacher. And if we have to do the exam, that means we can revise to read about the information more and more. And some of subject that doesn't necessary for a test, I think some like art subject because it depends on the artist or the person like from the opinion that they see what the view what the picture and the idea is put up and then the writing or drawing on the paper or on the iPad. I think if you get the point, it's just like I think it's about the picture that picture is the art and abstract just like something is not beautiful or it's beautiful. You cannot judge by your see the picture. It depends on how the person like or not.
I think we shouldn't focus on the score,
Mm.
but we should focus on our imaging.
Yeah, our imagine on the person. Yeah, this is all of mine. And then Neil, what about you?
I think the test and examination is necessary. It can show your ability to learning is effective or not. If you pass, it's good for you, but if not, it's okay, it's fine. You can try again and again. And know how to limit the time. And
โอ้ยไอ้พลอยมันยาวมาก
ตัดนะแอนมันเว้นอยู่
And
ไอ้พลอยอย่ามองว่าครูช็อป
And I think the test and examination is necessary. It can show your ability that learning is effective or not. If you pass, it's good for you. But if you're not, it's okay, it's fine. You can try again and again. And know how to manage limited time that teacher give you, such as if the teacher give you 60 questions per 1 hour, you must manage time to finish the test. That's why I think the test and examination is important. What about 5?
I think it's necessary because everyone has have a test to measure their skill, level and knowledge. Measurements after class, how knowledge you are in class, and know what you are good at and what subject you are good at.
For me, I think it's so necessary for all the students, not just in the high school but in the college too. It make we know that we understand something we learn or not. If it pass, it's good for you, right? It's good for you. But if you fail the exam, it's okay. Don't be sad about it. Come back to yourself. Read more and more. Try to understand it. But some subject like arts, exercise, dance, I don't know why we have to focus on the score, right? We have different abilities. Like art, as you like I told you before, we should focus on the imaging or the creativity about each people, right? Yes, that's my opinion.
so these are the questions about our education discussion today. And I have the last question for you guys. How do you think about your current education? Is it can relate to your future plan or your dream job? Start at you.
For me, I think it's of course because we study in English for Business and Communication major, right?
Yeah.
We have to learn grammar, language skill, third language. So in the future, we have to be a flight attendant, right? I think what we learn in the college can be related in the job in the future.
Yeah. And you?
I think it feel study to relate from high school until now to my future plan because I want to work in airline or airport. Other language and one of working language is Chinese, which I studied when I was in high school. I thought that I would definitely be able to use in the future.
I think the current major is really my dream job because I want to do my business. I can apply my English language and the third language is Chinese language to find a job. And another skill that I learned from Naresuan University International, I think I can apply to my dream job in the future. And what about you?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely related because we have to learn about strong communication skill because we want to work in the airport, in the airline, or the flight attendants like this. And this is like the basic skill to the rule skill to make me get more the opportunities to get the jobs in the future. Yeah, so
especially our major, we have to study in third language, right?
Yeah, and the third language too is really important.
As we, I study in Korean.
Korean and Korean, and you?
Chinese.
Yeah.
I think it's useful because in Thailand, if we know more than third language, like we will have the more opportunity and you will get the more salary, much and much and much. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like the company can consider in you to work as the owner of the company. It's just like you can get more the opportunities to get a job.
Yeah, and you can find the many jobs that relate your language that you learn.
Yeah.
So these are all of our opinions for discuss today.
How do you think about your current education, you guys? You can discuss among your friends.
For today, we would like to say
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
watching
watching
and
and
listening